Bob. I like my job. I'm doing it because I'm helping people. I'm not doing it to make money. And quite frankly, people have always come before profits with me.
Can I drive you to work?
Someone might see you. It could be bad for your business.
I better be going. I told Mrs. Davidson I'd be straight back.
Who's she?
Oh, she's a friend. She sort of looks after me.
Last night you mentioned Wentworth Detention Centre. Do you remember that?
Of course I do. Only you didn't see the joke.
Joke?
Well, you young fellas, you got a different sense of humour from us. Take Sid, for instance. He loves a joke, he does. Shame I missed him.
I'll tell him you were here.
Yeah, he'd like that. Well, thanks for the cuppa. I'll see you later.
Bye. Call in any time you're passing.
Righto.
Assuming they let you out, that is.
Come on, hurry up.
What's happening, Miss Bennett?
Yeah. Found Lizzie yet?
Yeah, I reckon she's hiding in the cupboards.
The showers, then morning mustard. It's routine as normal. Now, hurry up.
Well, have you found her or not?
That's enough out of you, Smith.
Well, I reckon they're going to have to believe we know nothing about it.
Yeah, and we spent all our rec time locked up in cells for nothing.
Yeah. You can come out now, Lizzie.
Morning.
Morning.
Any news from Lizzie?
Yes, she phoned in this morning.
She phoned?
Yeah, she just rang up, said she was on her way and hung up. But I think I've worked out how she got out in the first place. Now, the gate guard had cards from several visitors yesterday, but the day before, Ivy Butcher was here. Now, Lizzie must have stolen a card, then got dressed up in some sort of disguise, and then just flashed a card as she walked past the gate guard.
We'll have to watch it from now on, or we'll have a rush of strange-looking visitors trying to get out the gate.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll make sure it won't happen again.
Wonder where she went.
Well, Mrs. Davison worked it out. The call was STD. So she checked the nursing home where Sid Humphries was, and sure enough, Lizzie had just left.
What a character.
Yeah.
Hope I'm as bright as that when I'm 72.
Excuse me, Mrs. Davison. Could you spare a minute?
Yes, come in.
I've been thinking about incentives.
For your classes?
Not only that, I meant generally. I suppose now that we know that Lizzie did escape, there's likely to be a tightening up of security and so on.
Not necessarily.
Well, instead of intensifying security, wouldn't it be better to offer the women some incentives for good behaviour? Give them something to work for rather than against?
Well, we have tried various schemes to interest the women with results that have been rather mixed.
What sort of things?
Well, your classes, for one thing. Half the time, the women won't go along.
Yes, I know it won't be easy. I felt it might be a more positive approach.
What did you have in mind?
Well, I don't have anything definite in mind, but I wondered if anyone has ever thought to ask the women themselves what they would really like. I mean, that way you'd be sure to get a good reaction.
Well, it's a very interesting suggestion. If you could give me some specific recommendations, I'd be happy to look at them.
Would you mind if I spoke to the women about it?
What you do in your classes is your own business.
Well, thanks. I'll let you know how it goes. It's good news about Lizzie, isn't it?
Well, in some ways, it's not so good that a prisoner can get out so easily.
No, of course.
I am working on that now.
Right. Well, thanks for hearing me out.
I reckon she'll be back tonight. It's rice pudding for tea, and she wouldn't want to miss out on that.
More to life than rice pudding, love.
Well, you know, she might not be coming back at all. She might be having a ball out there.
No, I wouldn't give her long. She hasn't got any money for a start.
Smith, Latham's here to do Birdsworth's job. Show her what to do.
Yes, sir! So, you decided to work for a living.
Yeah, how come Lizzie escaped?
Secret.
Yeah, she doesn't know why, neither do the screws.
Good luck to her. What's the big news in A-Block?
Oh, nothing special. I got myself transferred to get more money for Elizabeth.
How is she?
I don't know, I haven't seen her.
I bet you really miss her.
That bloody parole board. First of all, that bastard Gillespie screwed it up for me, and then last time they never got around to seeing me.
Yeah. Well, those that deserve it don't get it, and those that don't do, isn't that the way it always is?
Oh, cheerful little bunch you are. Listen, you can give Dorian a hand with those sheets, and if you want to think about something more cheerful, just think about Lizzie out there having the time of her life.
Excuse me, madam. Could I ask you for some identification, please?
Yes, I think so. What's all this about?
Oh, just routine, madam. There's been an escape from Wentworth, and we have to check everyone who fits the description. I hope you understand.
Oh, sorry to disappoint you, young man, but I'm not whoever you're looking for.
Do you have any identification?
I most certainly do.
Anne Brownlee.
Mrs.
Well, that seems to check out all right, Mrs. Brownlee. Sorry to have bothered you.
Oh, that's perfectly all right. I know how busy you are rushing around trying to catch thieves.
Yeah.
I hope you catch her.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
That's what you think, because I'm going back on my own.
You want to speak to me?
Yes, I do.
How long do you want Smith for?
What, 20, 25 minutes?
I'll be back exactly at 10:30.
Thanks, Mr. Fletcher. Sit down, B.
Sure.
I wanted to talk to you about a new idea.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, this escape of Lizzie's, it occurred to me that it could have been prevented if we knew exactly what you all want, and privileges in particular. I'm sure the women are keen to get certain things.
Well, there's probably a list as long as your arm, but what's the point?
Well, I don't think anyone's taken the time to find out what you, all of you, really want.
You must be joking. The screws are always offering us bribes and improvements in conditions. We never get anything.
Yes, well, I meant privileges in the long term, changes in the way things are done.
I think you're wasting your time.
Well, I've been talking to Mrs. Davidson, and I think there's a good opportunity now to get a few things off the ground.
Yeah, like what?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Now, Mrs. Davidson's keen to improve relations in the prison, and I thought the best way would be to find out what the prisoners themselves would really like.
What are you getting all fired up about this for anyway? You're just the teacher, remember?
Well, teachers just don't give lessons. They're interested in people.
Oh, how touching.
Well, prison doesn't have to be total repression, B.
Now, that we agree on. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll speak to the women, but I can't promise you anything. They'll probably laugh in your face. However, I can but ask.
I'm sure they'll understand.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Night shift quiet?
Oh, just routine. The women were a bit restless in their cells for a while, but there's nothing unusual in that.
I'm really grateful you did that swap for me.
Oh, that's all right, Meg. How did your evening go?
Well, I suppose utter disaster would describe it most accurately.
What happened?
Well, the problem came when I told Bob's clients what my work was.
Why was that a problem?
Oh, Bob was worried the Americans wouldn't be too impressed with him being married to a prison officer.
Well, I can't understand that.
Well, neither could I at the time. Oh, it was all very awkward. After that, the evening was one long embarrassment.
Well, it sounds like Bob's fault to me.
Oh, not really. I can't understand his point of view.
Well, I'm sure I can't.
Things were very cool at breakfast.
I think he should apologise.
I think I should apologise to him.
I'm amazed at you, Meg. I certainly wouldn't apologise to someone who had such a low opinion of our work. OK, girls. Smoker.
Yeah, what did Randy Andy want?
Oh, well, Mr. Andrews decided to become a one-man prison reform group.
What do you mean?
He reckons what this place needs